well, let's just say he hasn't been in the news for any good reasons lately. As it turns out too, his financial situation seems to be faltering. All those years of industry plotting and planning just to end up like this. P. Diddy was forced to sell his $61 million mansion because of big money troubles. Page 6 has some exclusive knowledge that Sean Diddy Combs is asking $61 million for his Beverly Hills property. The house is listed for sale by Diddy, but we've heard it's officially going on sale soon. The transaction comes at no surprise to insiders, despite the recent news surrounding the hip-hop mogul. According to people close to Diddy, they contend that even when Diddy was never charged with anything, he had previously intended to sell the house anyways, which Homeland Security raided earlier in 2024 as part of an investigation. The upscale communities of Holmby Hills, Beverly Hills, and Bel Air are included in the highly sought-after Platinum Triangle of Los Angeles, where the property is allegedly situated. We've heard that the listing will soon appear on the multiple listing service for real estate. The residence is situated on a section of land dubbed Billionaires Row, where neighbors include Kylie Jenner, internet tycoons Evan Spiegel and Sean Parker, music industry heavyweights Irving Azoff and Jimmy Iovine, designer Alexandra von Furstenberg, and the storied Magazine Mansion. Diddy paid $40 million for the estate 10 years ago. With 2 stories and 1.3 acres, the mega mansion offers 13,000 square feet of living area. According to a description, a grand cobblestone driveway leads to the completely remodeled estate, which features classic European design elements. The property boasts a luxurious paneled entry foyer with a sweeping staircase bathed in natural light, along with a large living room, formal dining room, wine cellar, office, and a gourmet kitchen with a family room and separate catering kitchen. Additionally, there is a 2-story guest house with a large gym, recording studio, and additional guest bedrooms, in addition to a state-of-the-art theater that seats 35 guests. Outdoors, there are expansive lawns, mature trees, and formal gardens, plus a resort-like swimming pool with a waterfall and grotto, a basketball court, spa house, and an outdoor loggia equipped with a BBQ, bar, and a pizza oven. A source said Combs established his primary residence on Star Island in Miami years ago. Now that his children are grown, the empty nester has decided to sell the property, marking a significant moment in LA real estate. After being the target of multiple lawsuits, Diddy has lived in the Sunshine State for most of his life. He has denied all of the accusations leveled at him. A comment left on the situation hilariously sums up what I was thinking. They said, have it professionally cleaned and get a shaman to wave some sage in all corners. Then hire a priest to perform rites of exorcism. It may be marginally habitable after this. No guarantees. Another guy responded to that comment with, well, the only people who could afford to buy it are just as likely to have the same issue he's been accused of having. You can just about bet nobody with the dough or the clout to buy that house will even think to do any of the things you mention, and they won't be bothered by it either. And I can't really disagree. Hollywood gets down to some crazy stuff, and if you're rich enough to buy that mansion, you're most likely not really the best. Unless you're Keanu Reeves. He literally has never done anything bad in his entire life. At least I think so. This comes after it seems P. Diddy escaped the US and fled somewhere else. Authorities conducted a raid on Combs' estate in the upscale Holmby Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles. In a statement to the media, Homeland Security Investigations announced that it had executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. Combs was not visible during the raids, but in a video released by celebrity news website TMZ, he was later observed at Miami Airport at approximately 6 o'clock in the evening. It appeared to show him pacing around in a parking lot, and later, according to some flight monitoring specialists, his private jet was seen taking off from Antigua and Barbuda. However, it's unclear if the music producer was present on the flight. The Gulfstream is believed to have originated in Northern California, stopped in Los Angeles, and then landed in Antigua at 10:21 p.m. Eastern Time, which is also the same time on the island, according to serial celebrity private aircraft tracking expert Jack Sweeney. Sweeney uploaded the picture on X, the former Twitter, and stated that Combs was not aboard the plane, according to sources. Federal authorities came to one of the houses by boat, as seen in footage that Fox 11 news teams filmed. It also seemed to show Combs' sons, Justin and King Combs handcuffed outside the house. It is understood that the two guys were being held outside while agents searched the property rather than being placed under arrest. The Southern District of New York launched the Diddy inquiry, and Newsweek emailed it to request a statement. Through her attorney, Cassie, also known as Cassandra Ventura, who dated Combs and sued him last year, alleging a number of things, disclosed information about the raids. Hopefully this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs accountable for his conduct. Attorney Douglas Wigder said in a statement per the BBC. After Cassie filed the complaint, Combs resolved it in a matter of days. Two additional women eventually sued him, making even more allegations against him. He refuted any misconduct. A few weeks before the raids, Combs received another complaint alleging similar offenses. In the case, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones claims that during the recording of the rapper's album, the Love album Off the Grid, Combs coerced him against his will. Jones is suing for $30 million. The accusation was refuted by Combs' lawyer Sean Hawley, who had told Newsweek that we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. I knew something was off about Diddy. Did you guys ever suspect it? Anyways, let's jump into some strange things about P. Diddy that everyone kept ignoring.
You know, it was a big problem.
Diddy seems to have become averse to the thought of walking down the aisle, even though he is often boasting about his success with women. Despite having been in long-term relationships in the past, he has frequently avoided talking about marriage, attributing his doubts about formal marriages to a difficult background.
We don't talk about things that are nonsense.
Just didn't want to do it, he stated in a 2022 Revolt TV interview with Young Miami. Just didn't want to, never had a desire to get married. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, my father lost his life when I was very young, when I was 2. And my mother, she just never wanted to have men around. Years before, on Watch What Happens Live, he made no secret of his dislike for lifelong commitments, citing the enormous responsibility and potential for legal troubles as turnoffs. I think you have to be ready for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that.
There's somebody else's heart involved, and that's a lot of responsibility. And I don't want to be going to courts and having somebody be interfere in my relationship. So I'd rather just do the Goldie Hawn. He said, referencing Hawn's famously unmarried but committed relationship with Kurt Russell. Diddy, on the other hand, just likes a different kind of agreement. He's not entirely against formalizing relationships. I will give a contract, he declared. I will commit to a contract, a love contract. Diddy may avoid the institution of marriage altogether, but he is welcoming parenthood into his life. He says that his children are his pride and delight, and he has no difficulty fathering children with several different women. There are currently 7 kids who refer to Diddy as daddy. He had 4 children with his late ex, Kim Porter, a daughter with his friend, Sarah Chapman, a son with fashion designer Misa Hilton, and another daughter with Dana Tran.
Being able to see my kids and give them that comfort of them seeing me and everything's all right, it's a beautiful thing.
This is when things start to get intriguing or dubious depending on your perspective. In 2018, during an interview on The Breakfast Club, Diddy stated that he aspired to have almost 12 children, challenging Nick Cannon in that regard. My goal is to reach 10. It's a race, he teased, adding that at the time, all he wanted was a child with Cassie, his then girlfriend, who subsequently accused him of SA. Whatever is supposed to happen in the future is going to happen, but that's something that I want, he stated. I would only have it with my girl, of course. Diddy didn't reveal the birth of Love Sean Combs, his 7th kid, until the very end of 2022. I'm so blessed to welcome my baby girl, Love Sean Combs, to the world. He wrote in a tweet, Mama Combs, Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, Jesse, and myself all love you so much. God is the greatest. Though there have been public festivities, information on his relationship with his youngest child's mother is still murky. The label Bad Boy Records, which Diddy launched in 1993 and has drawn artists like Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and Maze, is the hub of his empire. Although Diddy frequently presents himself as a coach who develops potential, not every player on his roster would concur, Maze being a prominent example.
You can't understand, we be wild kiki.
At a 2020 pre-Grammys dinner, Diddy accepted an Industry Icons Award and said black music has never been respected by the Grammys. This sparked the start of their enmity. Maze took advantage of the occasion to criticize Diddy for his alleged hypocrisy, exposing in a since-deleted Instagram post that Diddy has a track record of taking advantage of his artists and locking them into unfavorable contracts. Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely purposely starved your artist and being extremely unfair to the very same artist that helped you obtain that Icon Award on the iconic Bad Boy label, he told Wrap Up, adding that he had been paid just peanuts. Not one to back down, Mays disclosed in another deleted post that the witnesses to these dubious deals, including Biggie, Craig Mack, and Black Rob, were no longer with us to support his accusations. Diddy responded by saying that Mays owed him $3 million. And everybody else you made sign the paperwork, so they can't talk about what I'm talking about, he declared. I'm the only one with guts. Finally, in 2023, Mays and Diddy came to an agreement that gave Mays the ability to regain his publication rights. That year, Diddy gave back the music rights to his musicians in an effort to lead by example, or maybe as a kind of atonement. To quote him, "It's just doing the right thing. It's not a publicity stunt or anything like that."
I'm vivacious, eccentric, and I'm a Scorpio.
P. Diddy, man, what are you doing? Guys, you would not believe some of the things that P. Diddy's exes have been saying about him.
You know, it was a big problem.
In fact, P. Diddy has been in some absolutely ridiculously toxic relationships, but most of the time, he's been the problem. So let's take a look at some of the ridiculous things that P. Diddy's girlfriends have claimed about him.
You know, and find out what's going on and be by, you know.
Starting off with Cassie Ventura, who just accused Diddy of taking advantage of her in an intimate way. In a complaint that was filed in 2023, Cassie claimed that Diddy tried to sign her to Bad Boy Records and then tried to start a romantic relationship with her even though she was already dating someone else. She says Diddy would kiss her without her permission and that she felt pressure to go along with his advances because she was worried about how it might affect her career.
It feels, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of anxiety.
And see, this was going on for a little bit of a while, because when Cassie was 19, Diddy did sign her to his record label, and they actually started dating. And in 2016, TMZ reported that Cassie tried to break up with Diddy, but he allegedly took her phone because he suspected her cheating. So then Cassie's mother called the police out of concern, and no charges were filed from that particular case, but Cassie stayed dating Diddy.
You know, Puff has been so understanding with everything, so it's good.
2 years later, Cassie ended her relationship with Diddy for good, and according to someone named Love B. Scott, she wasn't happy because Diddy was seen with 2 other women. These were models, Jocelyn and Gina. And after the breakup, Cassie would end up stirring the pot, I guess, by writing a bunch of stuff on her Instagram story that's too explicit to say on this channel. However, just know that she ended up showing P. Diddy some love a month later and wished him a happy birthday on Instagram. So, I don't know. But Cassie didn't talk much about her relationship with P. Diddy for years.
Any relationship work, if it is working, is, you know, just not talking about it too much.
Until 2019, in an Instagram post, she shared that there was a time when she wasn't feeling her best while dating him. And in this post, there was a photo of Cassie sitting beside a window, and she was looking outside, and the pic had the caption, "This photo was taken of me in New York on May 31st, 2017. I feel sad for the girl in the picture because I know the personal demons that she was battling." Jennifer Lopez is our next victim who accuses P. Diddy of being extremely unfaithful. Surprise. But the J-Lo and P. Diddy relationship was actually one for the ages of gossip, just in terms of ridiculousness alone. J-Lo and P. Diddy basically hit a rough patch really early on when they were both arrested, and that attracted a lot of negative attention. Charges against J-Lo were quickly dropped, but P. Diddy was actually somehow acquitted with a firearm situation in Manhattan, and J-Lo basically tried to shift away from the incident, and it kind of worked because we haven't heard about it in 20 years. The relationship ended up lasting until 2001, but J-Lo just kept having too many concerns about P. Diddy being, you know, unloyal and unfaithful. She thought that he was always out partying with other women, and she would express her concerns about his fidelity. And here's the thing, like, she even made a song called "If You Had My Love," in which she actually spoke about it in an interview, saying that it took a toll on her emotional well-being. But despite all the challenges, J-Lo acknowledged that P. Diddy taught her some valuable lessons about the music industry, and in a 2019 interview, she said that it really did play a significant role in her life. Misa Hilton thought P. Diddy was bitter. See, Misa Hilton is a renowned stylist who's actually known for working with hip-hop legends like Lil' Kim, even Mary J. Blige. And she began her career at just 17 years old with support from her then boyfriend, Mr. P. Diddy. I don't know, age warning? I'm not really sure what's going on here, because he was 5 years older. However, she shared with BET at the time that P. Diddy actually asked her to style a certain band after he received a promotion at Uptown Records, and she said that she would finish high school, yes, high school, early, and she would get out and, I don't know, just about noon, and would just go sit at Uptown Records. And then when she was 19, her and Diddy had a son together named Justin. Right after they had a son, P. Diddy began dating Kim Porter. But what's crazy here is that the relationship actually was a little bit nuts more recently in 2023 when their son Justin got arrested for a DUI, and then on Misa Hylton's Instagram story, she basically suggested that P. Diddy was setting a bad example for their son. As well as during a 2010 interview on a radio station, Misa Hylton opened up about Diddy's infidelity, once again, common theme, I don't know, you tell me, revealing that he cheated on her with a former friend named Kim and another friend, Sarah Chapman, before having children with both women. Yeah. So Hylton suggested that P. Diddy was basically bothered by the fact that she didn't want to engage in a more intimate relationship with him, and this was actually what she believes led to him paying more child support to her. She claimed that he's still bitter and that when you can have everything, sometimes you can't have that one little thing that you're not used to, that it can really destroy a relationship. And apparently she's been receiving about $5,500 monthly, and you know, I mean, at the end of the day, child support is child support, but they only had one child together and they just don't seem to be on great terms. She expressed disappointment when she had to resort to legal action and suggested that it just didn't reflect well on P. Diddy, as the perception basically projects that he wants the public to have a certain perception of him, but the reality is that she's just here asking for money. I don't know, Hollywood drama, am I right? But this is just the start, because let me tell you, some of the claims made by previous girlfriends of P. Diddy are just off the charts ridiculous.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
P. Diddy has some really dark facts about him that are not well known. Guys, you want to stick around for this one. They're quite shocking and you'll want to hear them. Diddy has quite the rap sheet, and we're not talking about songs. He was arrested in 2015 after an argument with a UCLA football coach ended with him in custody. According to TMZ, Diddy was watching his son Justin's football practice when Sal Alosi was riding Justin, screaming intensely at him, and that's when Diddy reportedly stepped in, having words with the coach in his office that resulted in Diddy allegedly grabbing the man.
The hip-hop mogul was arrested for getting into a physical altercation with UCLA football conditioning coach Sal Alosi.
Sal Alosi allegedly refused to speak with Diddy, resulting in Diddy threatening to call the police. Sources told the publication that Diddy insists he grabbed a kettlebell and held it up in a defensive position, but did not attack the coach with intent to injure. Sean Combs was allegedly charged for this. A representative for Diddy released a statement to the Associated Press saying the various accounts of the event and the charges that are being reported are wholly inaccurate. What we can say now is that any actions taken by Mr. Combs were solely defensive in nature to protect himself and his son.
You know, it was a big problem. It was just a miscommunication.
Following the incident, the LA District Attorney's Office decided not to file assault charges against him. Diddy is also facing some shocking allegations against him from his ex-girlfriend, Gina Hunn. In a 2019 interview with Tasha K that has resurfaced, the model says she dated Sean Combs for 5 years and was repeatedly mistreated by him. Gina claims she and Diddy started dating while he was on a break from his longtime girlfriend, Cassie, but the relationship was riddled with physical mistreatment. The allegations that she spoke about are horrendous. Unfortunately, we can't repeat them here due to the risk of being flagged, but you're more than welcome to Google and search them up.
He stomped on my stomach really hard, and
Sean Combs is not on good terms with his ex-girlfriend Cassie, especially after she claims Diddy blew up a car in a fit of rage. The pair dated for over a decade before ultimately calling it quits in 2018. According to Entertainment Weekly, Cassie filed a federal complaint against Diddy and alleged that he blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Cassie. Cassie went on to explain that her ex-boyfriend frequently reminded her of his ability to cause serious harm. That said musician has been revealed to be Kid Cudi, whose representative confirmed Cassie's complaint in a statement. Cassie claimed that she and Kid Cudi were romantically involved while she was on a break from Sean Combs in 2011. Upon learning of a correspondence between Kid Cudi and Cassie, Diddy allegedly attacked the artist.
I'm a savage whenever I want to do it, whenever I red ones I have to get!
In the following year, Kid Cudi's car was found exploded in his driveway. Sean Combs' attorney denied the allegations, describing them as riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation, seeking a payday. In a 2016 interview on The Howard Stern Show, Usher admitted that his mentor L.A. Reid sent him to live with Combs in New York City when he was kickstarting his career. The singer called it a curious experience and left a lasting impact on him. Usher revealed that he was up into the early hours of the morning alongside some of the rap industry's biggest stars at the time. When asked if he would place his own under Diddy's wing, he responded, "Heck no." Federal investigators have searched Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles amid an investigation. TMZ also caught footage of P. Diddy pacing around the Miami airport just hours after the raids began in his homes, where he was reportedly stopped by customs. While he wasn't detained, it was reported that he and members of his entourage were questioned by federal agents after flying on his private jet. The investigation comes months after Diddy denied claims lodged against him by his former girlfriend Cassie. At the time of this video, P. Diddy's whereabouts remain unknown. Federal investigators prevented Diddy from departing the Miami airport on his way to the Bahamas prior to takeoff. This was according to NBC News. He continued to maintain his innocence in light of the accusations, claiming he was involved in a scheme. So all in all, I think we can agree that if these claims are true, Diddy is not a very good person. Some of us are really hoping he goes down hard.
Why isn't Jennifer Lopez saying anything about this?
First, I didn't like him at all. I didn't. I thought he was like...
Well, P. Diddy actually had a lot of celebrity allies, some that you would never believe. In fact, there seems to be some need to actually expose who these people are because they refuse to expose what they know about P. Diddy.
And find out what's going on and be by.
And it seems like staying away from the news surrounding P. Diddy actually might be the smart move for these A-list celebrities that we know so well. So let's talk about some of the most influential celebrities who have these close ties to Diddy, yet actively refuse to expose him. Ashton Kutcher. Whoa. Did you know that Ashton Kutcher and P. Diddy are actually best buds in the business?
It's going a little bit though.
It's going?
Yeah.
Kutcher revealed that, they have a sort of bro-like relationship. And while Ashton Kutcher was on the show Hot Ones on YouTube, he revealed that him and Diddy are sort of these goof boys together, and he said that they became fast friends. They used to hang out and just watch football together, probably eat wings, order pizza, drink beer, the old classic of bros. But Ashton, however, has been abnormally quiet ever since P. Diddy's been tangled up in some legal woes.
It was a big problem.
The word on the street is that Ashton Kutcher is playing it safe to protect his own side. A source told the Daily Mail that there's just no way that Ashton or Mila Kunis are ever going to stick their necks out for Diddy right now. Even though they go way back, Ashton's been keeping his distance ever since the lawsuit was brought upon P. Diddy, and especially now with all the new drama, there's just no point of even saying anything. And it looks like Mila Kunis is not having any of it either, because she's put her foot down. She's making sure that Ashton keeps his distance from Diddy and says nothing. A source close to Mila Kunis claims that Mila's not taking any chances. She will not let Ashton be in any sort of contact or have anything to say regarding P. Diddy.
It's like it's starting to go.
Right.
I'm a baseball cap guy, so I think I'm okay.
And apparently there are rumors that a subpoena could be coming Ashton's way, so for that we shall wait to see what happens. Ooh, remember this guy? The one that performed at the Super Bowl? Usher, that's his name. Back in the early 90s, Usher, just a 14-year-old rising pop star, actually lived with P. Diddy after scoring a record deal in LA. It was supposed to be a sort of mentorship relationship, with Diddy showing Usher the ropes in the music game, but hey, it also meant that Usher got a front row seat to P. Diddy's party scene. And let's just say that young Usher partied. In a chat with the Rolling Stone magazine back in 2004, Usher said some crazy stuff. He claimed that there were always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having fun as a group, if you get my gist. He never knew it was gonna happen. Yep. Apparently that was just another day at P. Diddy's crib with 14-year-old Usher crashing on the couch. Fast forward though to 2016, and Usher was a little bit more tight-lipped to say about those wild times. When he was asked about the parties on the Howard Stern Show, he played it cool, all laid back, calling it pretty wild, and admitting that he didn't fully get what was going on, Probably because he was just the age of a, I don't know, middle schooler. But as of now, P. Diddy's got those legal troubles that we all know about, and Usher's been keeping a low profile. Coincidence? I think not. In fact, it's probably best that Usher just keeps his mouth quiet, says nothing, and continues on with his life for now until he might be hit with that subpoena, but let's just see where the tide takes us. On to Naomi Campbell. Back in 2002, there were whispers about P. Diddy and supermodel Naomi Campbell being a romantic thing. And while they've never actually confirmed it, they've stayed tight over the years and even pop up together at events. And Naomi did once rave about their bond, saying that hanging out with Diddy is quote unquote always an adventure. She said, "I just never know what's gonna happen with Puff." That is what the P stands for. "It's always something magical. I went to dinner with him a few weeks ago, and after dinner we ended up in a recording studio with 4 boy band groups auditioning. It was the most amazing talent. This is why for me, when I'm with him, I just roll with it. I love his company, I love his demeanor, I love his love towards me, and I love our friendship." And you know what, Naomi? I bet you don't love him now, do ya? Fast forward though to November 2023, Naomi threw P. Diddy a little birthday bash in London with stars like Janet Jackson and Idris Elba in attendance. But now with P. Diddy's legal drama, Naomi seems to be keeping her distance. And after Cassie's lawsuit news broke against P. Diddy, Naomi actually quietly removed pictures from her party off of Instagram, and she's been keeping real quiet, and for good reason, because let me just tell you, Naomi, you don't want to get involved with this. On to Lil Kim. I guess that stands for Lil Kim. P. Diddy's friendship with Lil Kim goes way back to the 90s when she was signed to the Notorious B.I.G.'s record label. Even though Kim and Diddy got tight over the years, she never actually inked a deal with his label. In fact, she claims that Biggie actually brought her to Puffy. She once told MTV News in an interview that he said she's too pretty to be rapping and female rappers don't look like her. So what am I supposed to do with her? I don't know, if that's a pickup line, 5 out of 10. Apparently they've actually had a pretty rocky relationship throughout the years though, and they became close recently as Lil Kim shared a picture for his birthday, yet she has yet to say anything regarding the lawsuits. But I feel like she knows a little bit. And last but not least, the one we've all been waiting for, Jennifer Lopez. Although Charlie Sheen hasn't said anything either. Back in 1999, P. Diddy began dating Jennifer Lopez for 2 years before they split up in 2001. Later on in an interview, J-Lo would attribute their breakup to P. Diddy's infidelity, revealing that he was in fact the first man to go out and cheat on her. She said, "I was in this relationship where I was going nuts and it really took my whole life and put it into a tailspin. I never caught him cheating, but I just knew. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple of hours and then never come back for the night." See, J-Lo and Diddy remained actually somehow on good terms, reuniting at a residency party back in 2019 where they did share an intimate hug. And then in 2021, Diddy actually posted a throwback pic of him and J-Lo, with fans accusing him of taking shots at her silently and through cryptic message, yet he explained that it wasn't about trolling, she was just his friend, and that he didn't have anything to say about her relationship or her life. And it seems that if you were in J-Lo's best interest, P. Diddy, perhaps you wouldn't have even posted anything. And it would be in J-Lo's best interest to not say anything about the P. Diddy situation, and it seems like she hasn't and she won't.
The Diddy scandal is insane. Today we're going to be talking about celebrities that have an opinion about it.
Oh God, I mean, we went through some very traumatic events.
This stuff is nuts, guys. They shared some pretty surprising things. Diddy is at the center of a lot of chatter around some pretty wild allegations and lawsuits that claim that he did a lot of illegal things against men and women. While Diddy has managed to build one of the most successful careers in the music industry, he did so while racking up a long history of bad behavior that has mostly flown under the radar. Usher's relationship with Diddy began when, as a young teen, he was sent to Diddy's mansion by his mentor, L.A. Reid. Usher opened up about his experience living at the Puff Mansion at about 14 or 15 years old and acknowledged that he saw some very curious things taking place. Some of these things he saw we can't repeat on here due to the risk of being flagged, but let's just say they are wild. He was asked if he would send his own children to Puff Mansion, to which he replied, heck no.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to puppy camp? Hell no.
Aubrey O'Day had a rocky relationship with Diddy throughout the time she starred on MTV's hit reality show Making the Band. They met when Aubrey became a part of Diddy's girl group, Danity Kane. She claimed he overlooked her talent and played dirty in his management. Now, as the spotlight shines on Diddy and his potential involvement in an SA scheme, Aubrey claims that she predicted his downfall years ago. 50 Cent is not one to mince words, and he's clapping back at Diddy amidst all the allegations surrounding him. While 50 Cent and Sean Combs have ran in the same circle for years, their relationship is complex, and they notably have a history of publicly taking shots at each other.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
50 Cent laid into Diddy after the mother of his child, Daphne Joy, was named in a lawsuit against Diddy that alleged he paid Joy monthly services as an adult worker. Posting photos from the federal raids on Diddy's properties, 50 Cent wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case."
Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Diddy's former producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones, came out against him in a major lawsuit filed in February 2024. As the New York Times reported, Rodney claimed that while he was working for Sean Combs on his album, he touched him without consent and attempted to groom Lil Rod into participating in certain acts with another male. At the time, Lil Rod had been living with Diddy for months while working on the record. Rodney also claims he was forced to drink laced tequila while at Diddy's home, only to wake up in the early morning hours unclothed with an adult worker sleeping beside him. He made other disturbing claims that I can't repeat here due to the risk of being flagged. Kanye West made some bold claims about Sean Combs in a resurfaced interview that was previously removed but has been reposted to X following Diddy's legal troubles. While speaking with Drink Champs in 2022, Kanye claimed that Diddy cut a deal with the FBI to escape arrest. He also accused the Kardashian family of kidnapping his child, arguing that many rappers refused to come to his aid, including Diddy, who Kanye claimed was working with federal agents to take him down. Diddy and his former longtime girlfriend Cassie had a very public falling out due to shocking claims that came out about what he did to her. According to New York Times, Cassie launched a massive lawsuit against her ex-boyfriend, who she dated on and off for a decade, making claims we can't repeat due to the risk of being flagged. She also claimed he controlled every aspect of her life throughout their relationship. Cassie kept quiet for years out of fear of retaliation, but now she's doing an amazing job of speaking up and inspiring other victims. Suge Knight and Diddy have had a complex relationship in the rap world, with both music executives at the head of opposing labels. Suge Knight is a co-founder and former CEO of another record label, while Diddy's rival label, Bad Boy Entertainment, represents the East Coast. Suge Knight has also long been speculated to have been involved in the unaliving of Diddy's former artist, Christopher Wallace, better known as Notorious B.I.G., although no arrests were ever made in the case. The unaliving was thought to be a retaliation against the unaliving of Suge Knight's artist, Tupac, who was unalived just a year earlier. We're using the term unalived due to the risk of being flagged. Suge Knight took to X to share his thoughts on the whole ordeal, alleging that there's so much more to come in bringing down some of the music industry's top players. People, the raids today wasn't for Diddy. It was to destroy the incriminating stuff on powerful men.
P. Diddy has been in some ridiculously toxic relationships, and let me tell you, there is a common factor here.
I'm vivacious, eccentric, and I'm a Scorpio.
It isn't the beautiful weather in LA or even In-N-Out Burger for that matter. It's the fact that P. Diddy is a bad man who just couldn't treat a woman properly if his life depended on it.
You know, it was a big problem.
So let's take a deep dive into what some of his ex-girlfriends or any woman who was associated with him have said about P. Diddy and their relationship. Kim Porter claims that she lost all respect for P. Diddy. And during an interview with Essence in 2006, Kim Porter and Diddy actually discussed together his past relationship with Jennifer Lopez.
Kim Porter says she dumped Diddy.
I feel like...
And while P. Diddy was grabbing headlines with J-Lo back in 1999, it seemed like Kim Porter was more focused on caring for their newborn son. P. Diddy basically confessed on a song that he developed feelings for J-Lo while rehearsing a steamy dance scene for a certain music video back in 1977. I could imagine that makes a little bit of sense. Understandably, Kim Porter was hurt, obviously, since they were in a relationship, and so she ended their relationship. However, after J-Lo and P. Diddy sort of split ways, it seems like Kim took him back, believing that their connection was actually genuine.
Never date. No, that's so dead wrong. Trifling.
Yet, less than a year later, she ended things for good, and claims have been said that Diddy was pretty unfaithful, this time with Sarah Chapman, who also gave birth to another one of his children, while Kim Porter was also pregnant. So it's like a whole pregnancy fiasco. Kim learned about the affair from a friend but didn't immediately confront P. Diddy. And when he finally confessed, Kim felt very deeply disappointed, which her exact words were something along the lines of, like, dude, this is so whack, I can't even respect you right now, and for me, the respect is gone, I'm not even listening to you.
No.
Okay,
Especially if they ball players.
And that sounds pretty legit. Unfortunately, Kim Porter actually passed away back in 2018, and even though P. Diddy didn't always show her the utmost admiration that one should show, he did express a sort of deep sentiment following her passing, as he stated that they were more than soulmates. Although he was the one who cheated, so. And Kim Porter actually also happened to post an Instagram tribute to P. Diddy less than a couple weeks before she passed away, which was filled with positive praise for him, writing something along the lines of, on this day a genius was born, and something about energy and God creating him, and it was really positive. Really positive. Although they officially did part ways back in 2007, Kim Porter emphasized in the interview that their connection really extended beyond co-parenting, as she claimed that her and Diddy had a bond, it was like a friendship, and it's not about if he was faithful to her, but if she was being faithful to him. Now, I have to say, that is one perspective on infidelity and cheating that I have never heard. And to all the men who are out there watching this video, do not expect that mentality to be shared by many women, if any woman at all. Stay loyal. Moving on. Gina Hune alleged that P. Diddy did some physical things to her that were not lawful. Gina was among the first to come forward with accusations of unlawful behavior against P. Diddy, and back in a 2019 conversation with a certain vlogger, she recounted how she initially caught P. Diddy's attention back at a house party that he was hosting, in which he actually asked for her phone number as she was leaving. Gina also claimed that she basically began seeing P. Diddy while he was still in a relationship with Cassie Ventura, and that he often reminded Gina of her not being his official girlfriend. She said that he would basically always compare her to Cassie and tell her that she's the bad one and that Cassie's the good one. He was basically playing these mental games that are not a nice thing to do. And according to Gina, P. Diddy displayed manipulative, cruel, as well as jealous behavior. She also claimed that P. Diddy got really upset when she shook hands with Meek Mill at a birthday party before expressing his anger physically after the party. Gina also claimed that P. Diddy grabbed her hair, he would curse at her, and then once upon a time, arriving at a hotel, she even said that she would push his hand against her face very forcefully and that it would cause her nose to bleed.
Like really hard. And
basically, it was not a nice relationship, and he's a bad man. Gina also told this vlogger in an interview that she had a couple of occasions where she did not go through with a pregnancy while she was romantically linked with P. Diddy. She claimed that he actually offered her a hefty large sum of money, I'm talking 50 G's, to actually halt the pregnancy, but she refused the money. And when she became pregnant a second time, Gina was more hesitant and told Diddy that she actually needed to take time on her own to decide. However, at the end of the day, she did end up accusing him of pressuring her to undergo the certain procedure, and that when she did, she felt deeply wounded by P. Diddy's absence, as he had chosen to go to Burning Man as opposed to accompanying her while she was in the hospital, and it just basically led her to believe that she was all messed up and that he didn't care, and she got really emotional while recounting the story. In fact, back in May 2002, she attended the Billboard Music Awards and referred to P. Diddy as a baby daddy in a post on her Instagram story, but then when she spoke to the Jasmine brand the following month, she made no mention of her previous allegations. So I mean, this one, it seems a little bit up in the air, but we can take what she said with a grain of salt, and we know based on a couple of other stories that he is a bad man, so I don't know, it seems legit to me. Instead, Gina praised P. Diddy back in the day actually, and revealed that she considered him a friend and that he blessed her in a lot of ways. So something I'm starting to notice here as a trend is that P. Diddy mistreats the woman, she calls him out on it, and then for some reason her viewpoint shifts. I don't know, something really sketchy is going on here. Young Miami actually had something to say as well, as it was another relationship where Diddy confirmed with Carisha Brownlee, also known as Young Miami, back in 2022 on her own podcast. Diddy introduced it as a little bit of a twist to the relationship, I guess, stating that he considered himself single and that he revealed the birth of a child with another woman as more important than his current relationship. And after welcoming a certain other baby into his life, he basically went on Twitter and reassured his fans that Young Miami was nothing but a side chick. And in 2023, she actually declined that they ever did date, although she was very open about a particular activity that her and P. Diddy would partake in while showering together. Let's just say in the showers it was raining more than clear water. I'm talking liquid gold. And the name P. Diddy makes a lot of sense.
First, I didn't like him at all, you know? I didn't. I thought he was like...
Years ago, Jennifer Lopez exposed Diddy as a cheater, but no one listened. Today, we're going to be looking at their past relationship and some of the things that she had to say.
Sean and I were very different that way, you know.
After Jennifer Lopez and P. Diddy's breakup in 2001, Jennifer never held back and was honest about talking why the relationship ended. In an interview with Vibe magazine in 2003, J-Lo said that P. Diddy cheated on her. Coupled with the allegations, it really doesn't shine a positive light on him at all. Diddy has a dark history hidden behind his flashy fortune.
Man, you got some visitors, dog.
His billion-dollar business now stands in a cloud of uncertainty as federal agents have already raided his mansions.
The home of rapper P. Diddy is being raided.
Today, we're going to be exploring some dark facts that aren't well known. And guys, you're going to want to stick around for this because they are shocking. Before Sean Combs became a household name, he was earning his way into the industry as a rap promoter. Combs was at the center of a celebrity basketball event that turned into a stampede. Diddy organized the charity game at City College in Harlem, New York, which featured artists like Boyz II Men. Due to poor crowd management and a lack of security, the event ended in mayhem with a massive crowd attempting to rush into the stadium. Up to 5,000 people showed up to the event with a capacity of 2,000, resulting in a crowd surge that unalived 9 individuals and left 29 more injured.
There was the Heavy D and Puff Daddy celebrity basketball game.
City College tragedy.
Another record label and Bad Boy Entertainment were once rivals in an East Coast versus West Coast feud that holds a place in rap history. This story began on good terms as Sean Combs was previously friends with Suge Knight, who founded the other record label. A fight outside Atlanta nightclub changed all that, however, when an argument with members of the Bad Boy label turned bad and Suge Knight's security guard, Jake Robles, was unalived.
Allegedly, Anthony Wolf Jones shoots and kills Jake Robles.
The suspect's armor was never recovered from the scene, but an informant told authorities that the man responsible for the crime was Diddy's then bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones. Anthony's attorney denied his client's involvement in the incident at the time, as did attorney for Sean Combs, despite Howard's claim that the suspect from Diddy's label, Atlanta police, never investigated the Bad Boy founder or his entourage about their involvement. Sean Combs was involved in yet another media debacle in the 90s when he got into a fight with music executive Sean Stouts. The issue was sparked after Sean Stouts, who was Nas's then manager, accidentally sent the wrong version of Nas and Combs' Hate Me Now music video to premiere on MTV in 1999. In the first version, Diddy was depicted as Jesus Christ on the cross, but he ordered those scenes to be cut out. Sean Stout told MTV that upon discovering the mix-up, Diddy and 2 of his business partners stormed into the office, beat him up, leaving him with a broken jaw and an arm, and Diddy was charged. Sean Combs later apologized for the fiasco, telling MTV, "I can say this, his jaw was never broken as was reported, his arm was never broken. I mean, I never hit him with a bottle or a chair, nothing like that, but I can't get into the play-by-play details. I can say this, I'm totally wrong and I feel really sorry about it." Diddy was involved in a highly controversial trial that led to a shocking acquittal at the turn of the century. Sean Combs was partying with his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez in a nightclub in Manhattan, celebrating new music by his former signee Shine. According to New York Magazine, Puff Daddy accidentally bumped into a man named Matthew Allen, spilling the drink in his hand and leading to a scuffle. A man from Matthew's entourage reportedly threw a stack of money in Combs' face, which led to all of the men drawing their firearms. The king of scuffle was added again in 2013 when tabloids got wind of yet another altercation in which Sean Combs was involved. Puff Daddy got to puffing his chest at the VMAs that year after hearing Kendrick Lamar's feature on Big Sean's track Control. In the track, Lamar takes shots at various rappers and even dubs himself the King of New York, a title Diddy has been known to call himself. As reported by Complex, a reportedly under the influence Diddy allegedly confronted Lamar over the song and may or may not have poured a drink on his head. An argument ensued and J. Cole reportedly intervened by putting his hands on Diddy, and a tussle broke out between Diddy and Lamar's entourages. The fight was ultimately broken up and the rest is history. However, history can be interpreted in different ways, and one witness told Page 6 at the time that it was J. Cole who was hurling insults at Puff Puff Daddy and his then girlfriend Cassie. Puff Daddy had some words for Drake in 2014 when the two stars got into a heated discussion in Miami. As per the Miami New Times, Drake and Sean Combs came to blows outside of a nightclub in Miami Beach after attending DJ Khaled's event. Witnesses claim the two had it out for each other over music rights and were seen arguing over the profits. When the heated discussion reportedly ended up physical, there's no confirmation as to who threw the first punch. Bystanders did, however, hear Diddy telling Drake, "You will not disrespect me."
That federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs.
P. Diddy is in some serious trouble right now. You're not going to believe. P. Diddy is in some serious trouble right now. You're not going to believe all of the things he's done that are now coming to light. It's about time.
Where is rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs tonight?
Sean Combs was spotted pacing back and forth outside the Miami airport on Monday after his homes were raided. He was seen with one hand in his pocket and the other holding what appeared to be a cell phone while outside a customs office.
But as to where he was during these raids is still unclear.
Just a couple hours after Homeland Security descended upon his properties in Los Angeles and Miami. He was not seen in handcuffs. Eyewitnesses told TMZ that he and some other people got stopped by the police at the airport. Diddy's homes were swarmed by federal law enforcement agencies in possible connection with an ongoing investigation that Diddy was involved with some horrendous stuff.
Raiding the mansion as part of a federal investigation into trafficking.
According to video footage obtained by Fox 11, Homeland Security arrived at his properties readily prepared for anything. They were later seen taking several men out of the homes in handcuffs.
I'm serious about love, y'all. I'm all in on love. I decided I'm just going to just be love all the way.
I personally think, and some people may not agree with me, that Diddy has been getting away with too much for too long. The things he has done are deplorable. Man or woman, you aren't safe from this dude.
Maybe 5 or 6 girls outside, some leaving, some not.
Some people have even said that he is the one who put out the hit that got Tupac. Diddy's two sons, Justin and King, were apparently questioned by authorities, but Diddy was not seen on either premise at the time of the raids. The raids came after several lawsuits were brought against him, and that includes some pretty horrible things that I can't even repeat due to the possibility of being reported.
Accusing him of trafficking and sexual assault.
And recently, Diddy's former producer and videographer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, claimed that Diddy repeatedly physically mistreated him over a 10-month span while he was working on the rapper's album. Several other women have made claims similar, including Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie, who's been so brave in speaking out.
This comes as Diddy faces legal troubles, including a lawsuit filed by ex-girlfriend singer Cassie.
As fans patiently wait for new details to emerge and the case develops, it's been no secret that Diddy has been having a difficult time in recent months after several lawsuits were filed against him. According to NBC News, these were made by singer Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, and good for her. It's good to know that he isn't going to get away with it. In the filing, Cassie depicts Diddy, who is head of her former label and then romantic partner, as alluring her into what she first perceived a fatherly protective relationship. It turned out to be an actual nightmare. Once they entered a romantic relationship, Diddy and his inner circle allegedly controlled every aspect of her life.
Diddy has denied those claims.
Diddy successfully kept her under his thumb through his alleged tactics, which consisted of crazy things: damaging people's car, dangling a friend over a 17th floor balcony, and making her carry objects that she's not supposed to have in her purse. These are just some of the horrendous allegations. She never went to the police out of fear that it would just merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. Diddy denied the allegations. Diddy has made no comment on social media, but is trending on X as fans discuss the situation. So thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end of this video. I know this information was a little dark. If you wanted to explore it more, I encourage you to look into it, as we were limited in what we could say here. Let's just say Diddy has done some really awful things, and some things are still not yet uncovered.
We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Fans are calling P. Diddy and Justin Bieber's relationship creepy as more news emerges about Diddy's actions. This started after a certain video of Justin and Diddy came out where Diddy claimed to have been given custody of Justin via Usher.
Been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
He said he signed to Usher and had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. Let me tell you one time. Diddy continued as he stood next to the teenage Justin in the video. I don't have legal guardianship of him, Bieber, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me and we're gonna go full crazy. Diddy continued in the now viral video.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, up full crazy.
2 years later, another video came out of Diddy and Justin where Diddy asked Justin why he didn't hang out with him anymore. Diddy tells the 17-year-old, "You're starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out."
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot, but you never really got my number. So want my number? Justin responded. It seems that the two were able to exchange numbers and remain in touch over the years.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, you never really got my number, so.
Justin has yet to comment on the raids that occurred at Diddy's houses. Diddy's houses in Miami and Los Angeles were raided by Homeland Security. A statement from law enforcement to the Mirror about the raid read, "Earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners."
Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions raided by SWAT teams.
We will provide further information as it becomes available. Aaron Dyer, Diddy's lawyer, told the Mirror in a statement there was a gross overuse of military-level duties as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. There is no excuse for the excessive show of duties and hostility exhibited by authorities the way his children and employees were treated. He added, "This unprecedented ambush paired with an advanced coordinated media presence leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name." Innocent? I personally don't think so. There are way too many allegations and way too much proof, and it's all coming to light. There are so many allegations being made about Diddy right now, and due to the risk of being flagged, we can't even really speak about them on here. His ex-girlfriend Cassie went through so much dealing with him, and if you search to see, she's done an amazing job of speaking out. Not only are women coming forward to speak out about the horrendous stuff he has done, but men are also. This guy doesn't discriminate when it comes to people he chooses to torment.
So P. Diddy has been facing controversy for quite some time now, but with the recent news of all of his wrongdoings and the searches from the federal government, it seems to have come to light that there have always been people in Hollywood that just cannot stand him. And although this is nothing new, it's time to actually take a dive into who those people really are and why they cannot stand P. Diddy, aside from all the bad things he's been doing. Aubrey O'Day. Mr. Diddy and Aubrey O'Day's paths first crossed during P. Diddy's stint with Danity Kane, the girl band that O'Day was part of. And fast forward just 3 years ago into the group's journey, and things took a dramatic turn when Aubrey, along with another member D. Woods, got the boot from P. Diddy. And while Diddy publicly stated that Aubrey needed a reality check, she herself later revealed a different side of the story, and according to her, it wasn't about her attitude, it was about her refusal to comply with certain expectations beyond just making music and doing interviews to promote the band and their albums. And it's safe to say that the expectations that this P. Diddy man might have had for Aubrey could have been extremely unwarranted and unattainable.
Got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
50 Cent, the first rapper on the list of many, because 50 Cent and Diddy have had it out for one another almost as long as the world has been spinning. And 50 Cent has been in the entertainment industry a long time. Be it the way that P. Diddy dresses and hugs people and talks about Notorious B.I.G. or collaborates with other artists, it doesn't matter because 50 Cent is just not here for it. And to say he dislikes Diddy is an understatement, and they have taken constant digs at each other in the media.
Then he was like, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can just hang out. And he was like, why don't we go shopping? I mean, I pay for it. And I was like, this just saying.
Drake, our second rapper on the list, and actually probably one of the most prominent musicians in the world. Mr. P. Diddy and Drake apparently had a little bit of a run-in and a disagreement over a song that Drake released called 0 to 100. And the disagreement reportedly actually might have turned physical and sparked quite the buzz. However, P. Diddy denied any allegations that he even laid a finger on Drake, and on the other side of the ring, Drake and a few other celebrities, including Charlemagne the God, are sticking to their guns, insisting that they witnessed the altercation firsthand with their own eyes. Yeah, that's only rapper number 2, but on to Danity Kane, the group of singers themselves who looked like they were going to be the next great girl group when they were signed to the Bad Boy record label in 2004.
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
However, in 2008, when Aubrey that is, and D Woods were fired, like we mentioned previously, the dynamic of the group changed. They were never able to recapture the sound that the original five had when P. Diddy first signed them, and apparently P. Diddy was accused of making remarks that were deemed very demeaning towards the entire group. Jay-Z. Let the rappers continue, because there seems to have been a large feud between Jay and Diddy. Diddy. The feud between Jay and Kanye actually affected Jay's relationship with P. Diddy so much so that they actually didn't talk for 3 years, although they were actually spotted catching up at some point in 2019, but it's safe to say that we don't know if they're friends. Eminem. Just another rapper, here we go. A while back, Eminem stirred the pot, making a bold claim about P. Diddy, suggesting that he had a hand in the tragic passing of the rap icon Tupac. And that is some heavy stuff and a really bold claim, but Eminem claims that perhaps it was just a joke, so he shouldn't take it so seriously. I don't know, that's a pretty crazy claim to make. Kanye West. Similar to Jay-Z, as I mentioned, there seems to have been a lot of lumen rap battles between Kanye and Diddy, and perhaps the fact that there have been so many of these rap battles and claims at one another in the media, there really just isn't much love between Diddy, Jay-Z, and Kanye.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard, hold on. Okay. All you fake hard, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a because you can't nobody anyway, and the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, you fed.
Now this is a bit of a different one, but the Recording Academy themselves, as P. Diddy has actually called them out multiple times for their lack of respect for black artists and rewarding them for their accomplishments. So anyone who has taken part in the Recording Academy or been a part of their award shows or anything, P. Diddy has gone on the record saying that they don't respect black artists. Cassie Ventura. Here we go, because after a roller coaster 10-year-long journey of on-again, off-again romance, it's like a light switch, they finally did call it quits, her and Diddy, that is in 2018. Now fast forward to 2023 and things took a serious turn when Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against P. Diddy, and in it she made some really shocking claims, including physical altercations, and if that wasn't enough, she also claimed that Diddy himself actually exploded Kid Cudi's car.
I will advocate for you. Because see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us.
Wendy Williams. Back in the 90s, when Wendy Williams was ruling the airwaves as the radio host of a generation, she made some waves by suggesting that P. Diddy might be attracted to the same gender. And well, needless to say, that didn't really sit too well with the man himself because he self-proclaimed to not be. In fact, Mr. Diddy was so irked and put off by Wendy Williams' comments that he reportedly got her fired from the station. And I don't know, talk about holding a grudge and talk about learning in the new age. Come on, Mr. Diddy, that ain't cool. And the tension didn't stop there, because in 2015, Wendy Williams was at it again, this time taking aim at P. Diddy's relationship with none other than Cassie Ventura, and she was saying a lot of things. Some things along the line that P. Diddy treated her like a possession more than a partner. Ouch.
Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about sex.
My thing about when you date a mogul, like he can hire a plane right now. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy.
Man, you got some visitors, dog.
The P. Diddy scandal is out of control after his mansions were raided both in LA and Miami.
Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions raided by SWAT teams.
And let me tell you, this isn't getting out of control because, well, for no reason. Just because he hasn't said anything yet regarding the situation at hand, these allegations against Mr. P. Diddy are Mr. P. Crazy.
The home of rapper P. Diddy is being raided.
Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy, is what he wrote back in 2023.
Several law enforcement agencies are raiding the home of hip-hop mogul P. Diddy.
But get this, Prince Harry recently got caught up in a $30 million lawsuit involving Mr. Sean Diddy Combs. And these are some serious allegations regarding inappropriate actions.
Prince Harry's name has been mentioned in court documents related to allegations. Sean Diddy Combs.
According to court papers that were filed by the music producer Lil Rod, P. Diddy supposedly hosted some extremely wild parties where these guests were drawn in by promises of Close ties with celebrities and athletes and politicians and even Prince Harry. Yeah, it seems to be something common for these Hollywood showdowns. Although apparently Prince Harry is not being associated with the lawsuit in the way that you might think. But there are ties between Harry and Diddy that go all the way back to a certain party from 2007. And since Homeland Security recently raided the homes of P. Diddy.
This is part of an ongoing investigation started by Homeland Security Investigations.
It seems like the rapper just decided that it really wasn't worth commenting on anything, especially regarding Prince Harry, and of course Prince Harry hasn't commented on anything himself. But the Miami airport had federal agents searching all of his properties while he was spotted there. And so what exactly has been going on between P. Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie, who dropped the bombshell lawsuit against him last year, and Diddy, because she didn't hold out in calling out what she described as very depraved conduct. And the fact that Prince Harry is being jumbled up in all of the lawsuits is a really, really bad look for the royal family. And if Harry does end up getting in trouble for associating himself with P. Diddy and attending these parties, then this could be the ultimate end for Harry and the whole shenanigan with Meghan. Because ever since the two have been making headlines for all of their controversy with their new business endeavors and their new websites, there's just too much going on for the press to handle. So there hasn't been a lot of information yet. So what exactly could Prince Harry have done to get involved in the scandal in the first place? I mean, we can only really speculate. But it's possible that there were some really serious and unlawful actions, perhaps some stuff that Meghan never even knew about. And it is also possible that since Harry has been hanging around all these Hollywood celebrities and all these specially regarded people, that he really is just actually partaking in the things that he really shouldn't be. And it's time to take a look at what the people are saying on the internet. Of course, it's my favorite segment here at FTD News, Pepe's Perspectives, where I, Pepe, take a deep dive into what you guys are saying on the internet. This person says this is so irresponsible. Colloquially being named in a lawsuit means being named as a defendant. Yeah. I mean, they're basically saying that you can try covering it up, but the name drop is there for a reason. Someone added on saying when there's smoke, there's fire. And yes, I agree, those typically go hand in hand in this world, but let me tell you, when it comes to this man, and I'm talking about Harry, you could also say Diddy as well, there seems to be constant fire. This person said, Harry never had a good judgment in character choices, and after all, look who he married. And now hold on, what does this have to do with P. Diddy? Because honestly, anything we can do to give Meghan Markle some sort of a bad name in the press seems to always come up in conversation, but guys, I don't know if she really has anything to do with this one.